All right, now that we got the reading out of the way, what if I wanted to write to my file? So here I want to add more people, where I want to add their age, their name, and their sex. Okay, so let's go back to here. So this is our read. For now, what we're going to do is just go ahead and we're going to send it to a method, extract method. And we're going to call it read file, right? Pretty straightforward. Now, for us to be able to write to a file, there's many ways of doing it. The way we're going to do it is something called a print writer, actually. So print writer is another class, just like file, that helps us to write to a file. And in this case, when we create the object, we need to mention, there's a lot of stuff we need to mention. In this case, we need to mention how we're going to write it out. In this case, we're going to create something called a file, too many pop-ups here, a file output stream. This file output stream is going to prepare the file for us to write towards it. So we need to give it the file, and we need to give it a Boolean to say if we're appending to the file or restarting from the beginning. So for now, let's say this, we say, for appending, we say false, okay? Now, this is the same thing as our scanner. It's taking over a resource and holding on to it. We need to make sure that when we hold on to a resource, we close it when we're done. So we need to surround this with a try resource. So try parentheses, erase that little thing. So this is going to try a resource, and we're going to catch any problem that could be there, such as file not found exception again, as an example. Do whatever, and when we're done with it, it will automatically close that resource for us, which is invaluable, which is important. Remember, to a database even, you could only have one writer to it, one read and writer. So as soon as you're done, you need to let go of that resource, or you're making everyone stuck behind you. Now, not to go too much in details, let's go ahead and read that file, or sorry, write to that file. Well, in this case, we created a variable called out. So all you need to do is say out dot print to that file anything you want. So let's say we're going to print a new line. I'm going to say, what was those values we said? So age, name, and sex. So we're going to say, as I'm about to erase this file, let's go ahead and put, we'll put something new. So 123 colon, some guy's name, guy, any sex, let's say male. And we could have multiple lines, but for now, let's just run it with one. So now if everything went well, you'll notice that my print at the end is only printing one guy, right? Let me clean up my screen a little bit. So if you look over here, we changed the value in there because we're not appending. Append is false. And if we look over here, the file is empty now, except for this one line. We want to add a couple more lines just to show you that it does change. Print ln, let's say 2. I don't know, whatever. And let's say that one is first and this one is second. Again, it's append to false. So every time we're running this, we're erasing the file and adding again towards it. And you could see those values coming up. You could see the values being entered here. Great. Now, if I put append to true, now we're not erasing it. Let me erase one of these. We're adding, we're contributing to whatever it was. So let's say Reza, colon Reza, colon D, whatever that is. And we run it. Now you can see that we have 3 values, and we could go check the file, and we got a new one in there. And if I run it again, you'll notice that the file is going to get modified and a new one's getting added. Every time I run it, a new line is going to be added. And this is great because, well, we don't want to erase whatever's already there. Sometimes we want to modify everything, then maybe it's a good idea to erase. Cool? And this is how we write to a file. We got reads, we got writes. We're pretty much done with reading and writing to a file. See you guys in the next video.